Hey everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy, and in today's video we're going to be discussing how to become a port truck driver and the benefits of actually doing that itself. So if getting a CDL license is one of your goals, we're definitely here to help you out here at Driving Academy, the best CDL school in the country. But specifically, if you're looking to work in the sections of the port specifically, then it's super important to understand what are the actual processes to work there and what are the benefits of doing so. So in order to actually get a port truck driver's license, first thing you're going to need is an actual CDL license. In order to get a CDL license, it's a two-step process. Step number one, you first have to pass a few different written tests to get yourself a CDL permit. Step number two, you're going to have to pass a 2.5 hour long road test. Once you actually get your license, if you come to our school here at Driving Academy, we'll walk through that entire process. We actually have guaranteed training courses and we're open up 7 days a week as well, so we can work around your schedule. The next phase is actually going to be getting yourself a TWIC card. So what is a TWIC card actually for? This is where the government actually goes through an application process with you, does fingerprints and a background check to make sure that you're not a crazy criminal from the past, because anytime you're dealing with the port, it's almost like working at the airport. So airport is just port. Seaport is another type of port, and that's why they want security in any of those national security environments, just like ports that you see there. Assuming that you have a CDL license and you have a TWIC card, you now qualify for actually working at the port. So what's the next step? The next step is actually to go get an actual port job. So the beautiful thing about getting a CDL license is there's about an 80,000 truck driver shortage. So when there's that many jobs that are out there when it comes to getting a CDL license, it makes it very easy once you have a clean record and a good clean CDL license, especially if you came to the right CDL school, to actually go get the job there. So why would you actually want to work at a port itself? There's many different benefits that port drivers actually get. Some of the benefits are going to be the pay. So no matter what job you do as a CDL driver, you're going to get paid pretty well. And the longer you're in it with the cleaner the license, the more you're going to make. And working at the port is no different. One of the main benefits of that is going to be port work is usually going to be local, and there's very minimal regional work as well, which means that your home time is going to be very nice. Which means imagine being home every single day, just going to the port and coming back. Now, that being said, port work is usually more regionalized, right? So if you're living in the middle of the country in Kansas, you probably don't have a port next to you because there's no ocean. So that might not be the best option for you. If you're living on one of the coasts or by some water, then I'm sure there's going to be a major port around your area someplace. What are the cons of actually being a port driver? The biggest cons when you interview port drivers is going to be the wait times that they need to wait. So think about it. A ship comes in, say it's got 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 containers on that, and all those containers got to come off. Most of those containers are either going to go on an actual train or on a truck itself. So imagine 5,000, 1,000, 10,000 trucks all going into the port all at the same time to help unload that ship. You can think about that. That's going to delay a lot of different things. Now they're adding a lot of technology in place to try to reduce the wait times so you can actually track the container that you're actually there to pick up. It's not just a free-for-all, right? It's not going to be like, okay, I'm going to give you that container, you're going to get that. Everything's predetermined before you actually get there to make things as super and as simple as possible. So if you can handle the wait times, and the better the technology gets, the more reduced wait times they're actually going to be, the easier this job is actually going to get for you, and you can actually just relax on the stress. That being said, what does a driver do with that container? Now, one of two things are going to happen. Thing number one is it's actually going to just go to a holding yard in most cases. So a lot of trucking companies who do with port work, they just have guys who go to the port and come back, drop off at the holding yard, and go pick up another container itself. The other way that companies do it is actually going to be going to the final delivery location. So they'll pick up from a port, and usually within that regional area, it's going to go to a final delivery location. Very rarely are you going to pick up at a port here in New Jersey and drive it all the way across state lines, like to Kansas or something. Most of the time, if it's going that far, they're just going to put it on a train, and then there's going to be an actual port there where they can actually unload from the actual train itself and then load it onto a truck to go to that final delivery if needed. So that kind of gives you the overview of what it takes to actually become a port driver. If you want to be home and you have your CDL license and you want to make good money, becoming a port driver is super important. And it's one of the most stable jobs out there. Because think about it, our country is so big, and the only thing that's going to stop you from working is if the port shut down. Now, there are certain cases where the ports do shut down, but they never shut down for long. Talking about COVID, maybe a strike for a little bit. We are a country that purchases a whole lot of things, which means the ports have to stay open in order for our country to stay growing and keep the whole thing occupying correctly. So if that's something that you're interested in learning more about, check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com. Again, cdldrivingacademy.com. We're here to help you get your CDL license and get you on the road to freedom today. So check out one of our locations. Just go to our website, cdldrivingacademy.com. Thanks. Have a great day.